So I'm cheating a little bit because it's actually Thursday, and these are supposed to be filmed the day in advance. I edit, I post on YouTube, but vlogging is hard every day, and nothing really interesting happened yesterday, so I'm gonna film this really quickly, try to edit it, post it on YouTube, and then try to start editing tomorrow's vlog. Because nothing super interesting happened yesterday, I thought I would answer some questions from the main YouTube channel from this past 7 days, this past week, and maybe this could be a weekly thing on this channel where I just answer your questions. At the end of this video, I did write a song yesterday, so I'm gonna play that on this instrument that is not an ocarina. And then I'm gonna play this to perform the requests of the day. So if you have requests, leave those in the comments down below. If you have suggestions for songs, styles, or themes I can write in tomorrow's song video, leave those in the comments as well. So I pulled a couple questions from YouTube videos this past week, so I'm just gonna read through those really quickly and maybe point to some other videos that might answer some similar questions that you might have. Starting with my Fortnite video from this past Monday, David Y. It was either this or the Smash Mouth song, All Star, which I've been wanting to do for years, but this is more relevant. I feel like it's kind of on the out as far as trends go, but this was such a huge thing when I visited a school a couple weeks ago for a residency. I was teaching some kids and I asked, what songs would you like me to play for you right here, right now? And so many requests for the Fortnite default song, so I thought, why not just make it a little extra and learn the dance as well? So had fun. I learned how to dance a little bit more, and no regrets. Will you do a video where you give advice to choose ocarinas for beginners, and what do you think about instruments from AliExpress? So I actually did a video about this years ago called choosing your first ocarina, or how to choose your ocarina or something. Super out of date. It's over 10 years old, and I've learned so much since I made that video. So I will point you to another video, the first episode of How to Play Ocarina, where I talk about the different brands that are out there that are available to people, and I'm actually reposting that video. It's already filmed, I'm editing it, restarting that series with a higher quality camera. But basically I would recommend the Night by Noble, the Focal Link plastic, and then the STL 12-volt plastic as well. Those are three I would highly recommend. And then tacking on to the AliExpress question, this is from my How to Play Ocarina video. So Ocarina Wind is a bad brand, question mark? Ocarina Wind and AliExpress basically sell the same ocarina, which is this mass-produced Zelda replica that looks nice but is poorly tuned generally. They don't actually do like a quality check or a tuning process, really. Basically, when you make an ocarina, you have to tune the ocarina using these specific size holes. You poke the holes, you play it to make sure that it's relatively close to being in tune, and then you fine tune. This particular company that makes the ocarinas from AliExpress and Ocarina Wind don't do the fine tuning, and so sometimes the ocarina comes out too nice, and most of the time I've learned it comes out too not really well. Ocarina Wind got some complaints about this because they're essentially a distributor, and they tried getting a process done where those ocarinas were fine-tuned that they distributed, but I recommend most beginners or ocarina collectors stay away from those websites. AliExpress, Ocarina Wind, Banggood, all those types of websites where they're distributing these poorly tuned Zelda ocarinas, and invest in something a little bit higher like the Noble or the Focal Link or like these name brands that do a much better job at quality control. So a couple questions on the Dumbo video. I was wondering how you breathe when you play. I always get out of breath. I actually made a video about this, using your diaphragm for proper breathing. I come from a singing background, and that's how we learn to breathe, taking deep breaths from your stomach area. And basically, when you take a deep breath, your lungs expand this way and down. And that muscle needs to be properly engaged to give you the most amount of air in your lungs. So learning how to breathe from your belly, you can actually try this exercise where you go into your bathroom and look in the mirror, take a deep breath, and then try to look in the mirror and see if your stomach expands out or not. And you don't want to see your shoulders rise, because typically we tend to breathe like this, which is improper. You're not engaging your diaphragm, and so you should see your stomach bubble out a little bit, which is perfectly normal. And just keeping that in mind as you're breathing, it's gonna improve the amount of air and how long you can breathe so much more. Are you ever going to put more lessons for the Ocarina? I want to learn how to play so badly. So I do have the How to Play Ocarina series up, the old version. As I said, I'm going to be redoing it with the higher quality stuff, and those should be up in the coming months. And then I also want to start posting song tutorials again. So if you have any requests for songs that you would like to learn, you can leave those in the comments as well, and I will add those to a list of videos that I would like to make those tutorials for. And can you make more videos with the Songbird Harmony Triple Ocarina, please? I don't actually know if I have any on my channel, but I do have that ocarina and I would like to use it in more projects. So I will keep that in mind. And tacking that on to this next question, can you play chords on those ocarinas, doubles and triples? So on the triple extended range style ocarinas, which is like the Forte, the Dolce styles from Focalink Ocarina, these focus on extending their range with every chamber. So on the first chamber, you can play D, switch to play E. On the Harmony Ocarinas, like the Songbird Harmony Triple, those styles are meant to play chords specifically. You can play a couple different bichords on these, which are just 2-note chords, but on the Harmony Triple, you have so many more options, and I'll link to a video kind of demonstrating that in the description below, as well as a link to that particular ocarina. So you can play some chords on this, but you can play more on the Harmony Triple. And this last one isn't a question, it's a comment. You look like Freddie Mercury. I'd never heard this before until Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, came out, and I actually was at a concert last week where one of the guests had told me, hey, has anyone ever told you look like Freddie Mercury? I don't really see it. Maybe Rami Malek a little bit, but I'll take it as a compliment. Okay, if you have more questions, you can leave those in the comments. Leave everything in the comments, and I will look over these and collect everything. Or just comment on my other channel, David Eric Ramos, and I will collect them there as well. On to the composition stuff. As you know, as I mentioned in the second vlog this week, I'm taking part in Video Game Music Academy's 21 Days of VGM composing challenge, and I'm trying to write a different song every day, and one of the quests or challenges was write a music box song or a song for music box. So I actually have a thumb piano, which isn't a music box, but it sounds really similar. So the song that I wrote was kind of a mix, because the other challenge on here was write a game over theme that's less than 10 seconds in length. So originally I was trying to think of a like kind of a sad, like bittersweet game over theme, but then I thought this sounds much nicer on a thumb piano or music box. So this, if I play this correctly, is what it sounds like. Also, just keep in mind that these compositions are only supposed to be 2 to 4 bars. This was about 8 bars of music. Here we go. And now for the requests of the day, it's this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.